what is an Earnhardt like? I always told people your father would hurt my feelings at times because, he was so good to me. And then he would walk by me like he didn't know me. Is that an Earnhardt
That's not
trait?
me.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Tell me about being Earnhardt and being famous.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not me. And Kenny, I think it's not me because I lived in that shadow too. I lived in the shadow of my dad being famous and the same thing. I talk about in my book that I wrote, Drive. My dad is by far the most awesome person in the universe as far as I'm concerned. The most awesome race car driver, just all of these great things. But our dad-daughter relationship was tough. And it was the same thing. Where was the time for Kelley? Where was Kelley valued by her dad? Where was Kelley's worth in her dad's life? And I struggled with all of that. And so I believe that childhood piece of me, I take into the future for better or worse in just the way I treat people. And I want people to know that they're appreciated and that they're valued and that they're important.
Do you think the reason you didn't work at DI is because that would have been family working for family? Do you think that was strategy on his part?
I think a little bit, but I think it had more to do with Teresa than anything, to be quite honest. But, and so he could put me in arm's length businesses that made sense, and he did. And, I worked at the dealership. I was a receptionist at my dad's dealership when I was in the summer. And I sold shoes at Peggy's Shoes in Mooresville. And,
I
worked at Winn-Dixie. That was my favorite job, but I got grounded and had to quit.
What'd you get grounded for?
I was at a boy's house I wasn't supposed to be.
Oh,
yeah.
I love it.
So I was a senior in high school.
Your dad grounded you? What did he say to you?
My dad was tough, buddy. And so this is what happened. We were at the farm on Highway 3, and we lived across town on the lake. And I told my dad that I had to go to CVS to pick up some school stuff for a project.
Were you lying?
I'm a senior. Yeah.
Were you lying?
Yeah. I was lying. And so I wanted to go see my boyfriend. And my dad didn't really allow me to have boyfriends. And in that day, like dating and boyfriends were a little different anyway, right? Like it was just different. So to get to his house, on Highway 3, you can take Highway 3 to 150 and go to my lake house. 2 turns. To get to this guy's house was a little back neighborhood that you cut through to cut down by the church, to cut down by the high school, to cut down by here. What my dad did to take that route that day, I will never understand. I guess just to catch me.
No.
Yeah. So he takes this route, which is not the route he takes every day. And my car's parked out in front of these people's house. It's like just, an older town area with just house by house by house. And my boyfriend's mom says, Kelley, your dad's about to knock on our door.
Did your heart come out of your chest?
Oh, I mean, when you got in trouble with my dad, you got in trouble. You feared for your life.
Oh my gosh.
And he knocked on the door and he said, you tell Kelley she is to come get in her car right now and to get her ass home. And oh my God, I probably rode with my butt clenched the whole time, right? Yeah, I got in so much trouble, but I got grounded and had to quit my job at Winn-Dixie.
Do you think I think you got ratted out. I think somebody's.
I don't know. I mean, who would have ratted me? I don't know.
Wow.
Or maybe he just had an intuition. Who knows?
He knew his girl. That's funny and sweet at the same. It makes me happy that he loved you so much. He wanted to protect you.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's my question. At what point did you go from race car driver to business person? When it's like, hey, I'm a race car driver. Oh, yeah, I'm going to become, me and my brother are so tight. We're going to go business. When was that?
Yeah. So great question. I guess, I'll just tell you how it happened. I mean, I was a good student. My dad had high expectations of Dell and I to make straight A's. If you didn't make straight A's, you were on the shit list.
Listen,
So,
kids, listen to that.
listen, kids. So I made straight A's. I didn't cause any problems for my dad, and from that perspective. And my dad wanted me to go to college. So you got to paint the picture. It's just me and Dale in our home. My brother Kerry lived outside of our home. So I'm the first kid that's going to go to college. And my dad really wanted me to go to college. So I did. I went to UNC Wilmington, and I was a tomboy growing up. I wanted to race cars. I wanted to deer hunt. I wanted to ride motorcycles. I wanted to do all these things. And my dad was always like, that's not for girls. You're gonna skin up your legs. I'll never forget when he told me that about motorcycle riding. You're gonna skin up your legs, and you don't want your legs all skin up and scarred and da 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 da. You're a girl. And it was a time then, don't get me wrong. So I go to college, and I'm in Wilmington for 3 years, and I get a set of flowers from my dad.
Oh.
And it said, no, I don't cry. It said, it's been so long since I've seen you.
I love you.
I forgot what you look like.
I love
because
you.
I never came home. I got to college and I was like, whoo, I'm out of here. I'm in Wilmington. I'm at the beach. I got a full-time job at the mall. And you work 365 days at the mall. And so I got that flowers, and I was like, oh God, it's just been forever since I've been home. So I guess that made me decide to move home. And I moved home, and I finished my college career at UNCC. And so I moved home in my junior year, and it took me 4.5 years to finish up because I did that. And I said to my dad when I moved home, I said, I will only move home if I can do 2 things: race cars and have my own apartment. I did not want to go back and live with them.